This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed launched Pulse of Africa POA, a platform aimed at transforming the global perception of Africa and fostering a sense of pride among Africans themselves.
Pulse of Africa. Pulse of Africa. Pulse of Africa.
Today, we gather to mark the beginning of a new era, one that promotes genuine stories, cultural diversity, innovation, and solidarity across the continent. We are excited to have you join us as we introduce POA's mission to showcase Africa's strength, ingenuity, and remarkable potential.
Located in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Pulse of Africa POA is more than simply a platform. It's a movement committed to reshaping the international narrative about Africa. Through sharing in-depth, genuine stories, honoring cultural diversity, and emphasizing advancement and innovation, POA seeks to challenge stereotypes and correct misconceptions.
In this spirit, Pulse of Africa echoes Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed's statement at the 35th Ordinary Session of the AU Assembly, emphasizing the importance of ensuring Africa's voice is heard loudly and clearly on the global stage.
Its importance resides in empowering Africans, fostering pride and cultivating a more truthful, respectful and inspiring perception of the continent globally. Pulse of Africa's goal is to showcase genuine stories, honor cultural diversity, encourage innovation and promote unity to reshape perceptions and inspire pride and development across Africa.
Pulse of Africa.
Influential individuals from Ethiopia and internationally have previously spoken about the potential impact of POA in transforming the global narrative about Africa. In his congratulatory message at the inauguration ceremony of Pulse of Africa today, Ethiopian Prime Minister once again reiterated his previous message about the primary objective of the media house: to change the narrative about Africa and propel it into a better frontier through authentic storytelling and raising awareness.
Hopefully, this message will be shared by all Africans and leaders across the continent, as the media offers a solution to the long overdue challenge of negative portrayals that shape self and global perceptions. Once again, we would like to congratulate the people of Africa and the African diaspora, as well as those who are true friends of the continent and who, in some ways, feel part of the great journey of shaping the African narrative.
This is Africa, the cradle of humanity, the frontier of the future, a land of visionaries, creators and pioneers, a continent of unstoppable energy where innovation meets tradition, where voices rise, loud and fearless.
I am an African.
This is the heartbeat of a billion people, diverse, bold, united by a single purpose: to tell our own stories in our own way. No borders, no barriers, no filters. A new era of African storytelling is here. From every corner of the continent, from the bustling cities to the quiet village, we tell Africa's story by Africans for the world. This is the land of a rising Africa, where Africa speaks and the world listens. This is why today we bring you POA, Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
On this historic day, Pulse of Africa proudly presents a special edition of our news coverage dedicated to the inauguration of Pulse of Africa itself. Congratulations once again and stay tuned. Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has officially inaugurated Pulse of Africa Media. Based in Ethiopia, Pulse of Africa is a pan-African media platform envisioned to serve as the face and voice of Africa. The platform is designed to challenge and correct long-standing misconceptions and misrepresentations about Africa, offering a more authentic narrative to the world. Numerous African leaders, including Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, have consistently championed the creation of a pan-African media outlet to amplify African perspectives. Notably, Dr. Abiy Ahmed emphasized the urgent need for such a platform during his address at the 35th Ordinary Session of the African Union. Established at the headquarters of the African Union in Addis Ababa, the media house operates from a state-of-the-art complex where it will broadcast nuanced African stories in both English and Arabic.
U.S. Ambassador to Ethiopia, Irvin Masinga, hailed Pulse of Africa for its tangible strides toward becoming a leading pan-African media powerhouse. The ambassador recently paid an official visit to the headquarters of Pulse of Africa, a rising media institution committed to becoming a leading pan-African voice in journalism, storytelling, and public discourse. During his visit, the ambassador was given a comprehensive tour of the organization's ongoing reforms and infrastructure development. POA leadership showcased their strategic efforts to build a robust media ecosystem that reflects Africa's diversity, aspirations, and global relevance. These reforms are part of POA's broader mission to establish itself as the premier Pan-African media institution. One of the highlights of the visit was Ambassador Masinga's tour of POA's state-of-the-art media studio. The ambassador was visibly impressed by the studio's design, functionality, and potential to amplify African narratives on a global scale. In an exclusive interview with Pulse of Africa following the tour, Ambassador Masinga shared his admiration for the organization's vision and progress.
Its ambitions for expanding its coverage internationally in the region and even beyond, and the quality of the journalism is very impressive. And I'm also incredibly impressed by the fact that you have such ambitions to take your engagement to the higher level.
POA, the Pulse of Africa.
I would like you to follow POA, the Voice of Africa.
This is the face and the voice of Africa. We want you to watch this all the time.
The Voice of Africa.
Stick with it. You will see Africa, how it will change for the better.
United Democratic Alliance (UDA) backs Ethiopia's new Pan-African media. Nicodemus Bor, Executive Director of Kenya's United Democratic Alliance (UDA) party, has held the Pulse of Africa, a groundbreaking Pan-African media initiative launched by Ethiopia as a vital force for reshaping the continent's story and authentically portraying its people and realities. Leading a Kenyan delegation, Bor told the Pulse of Africa's cutting-edge media facility in Addis Ababa. Impressed by the setup, he voiced strong optimism that the outlet will transform the prevailing negative portrayal of Africa, which have long dominated global discourse. He described the creation of the dedicated African media platform as a much-needed step, with the Pulse of Africa serving as an exemplary solution.
In this state of the world where wrong information is propagated across the country, we expect Pulse of Africa to be the truth that people will look at and expect the right information, not propaganda and other information that are detrimental to the development and peace and unity of our Africa.
The Ethiopian government reaffirmed its commitment to Pulse of Africa's vision. Ethiopian Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Turuna has reaffirmed the government's commitment to supporting Pulse of Africa in its mission to be the voice and face of Africa. The Deputy Prime Minister emphasized Ethiopia's historic identity as a nation of freedom that was never colonized. Building on this legacy, he stressed that Ethiopia must also take lead in the media sector through Pulse of Africa to champion African agendas through African media. Through the Pulse of Africa initiative, we must project the continent's true narrative with confidence and unity, he said. He is confident that Pulse of Africa will be a platform where Africans can tell their own stories in their own words. The government will fully support this vision, he reaffirmed.
Pulse of Africa የሚል
You are working with a platform called Pulse of Africa. Ethiopia has been a pioneer in many aspects. It has never been colonized. Moreover, Ethiopia has played a vital role in supporting African movements for independence. As part of our commitment to advancing media independence, we will continue to support platforms like this.
A land of wealth, a future of limitless possibilities. This is El Dorado. From natural rich to groundbreaking innovations, discover Africa's untapped potential.
Africa remains the world's second fastest growing region after Asia. East Africa, with real GDP growth rising from an estimated 1.5% in 2023 to 5.7% in 2025. Growth is projected to pick up in West Africa, in North Africa, growth is projected to decline from an estimated 4.1% in 2023 to 3.6% in 2024 and 4.2% in 2025. Growth in Southern Africa, growth in Central Africa, average growth in oil exporting countries. Africa's economic performance is showing signs of improvement, according to the 2025 Microeconomic Performance and Outlook.
El Dorado, unveiling Africa's global potential.
Adam Farah, Vice President of Ethiopia's ruling Prosperity Party and head of the Democratic System Building Center, commends Pulse of Africa's Pan-African media vision. Adam Farah visited the headquarters of Pulse of Africa, POA, accompanied by a delegation of high-ranking government officials. Adam Farah's visit underscored the growing continental significance of POA's emergence as a Pan-African media institution. During the tour of POA's newly constructed facilities, Adam Farah was briefed on the organization's strategic initiatives, including investment in cutting-edge media infrastructure, professional development programs, and digital innovation. Following his tour of the media infrastructure, including studios, training centers, and broadcast facilities, Adam Farah delivered a speech to POA's management and staff. He encouraged them to continue their efforts in building a media institution that reflects Africa's unity, resilience, and aspirations.
I
encouraged the organization to sustain its commendable efforts. I was pleased to visit and observe its remarkable progress firsthand. I strongly believe this media platform will elevate diverse voices on the global stage. As it advances toward becoming a world-class media institution, we remain committed to providing the necessary support.
For POA and for Africa as a whole, it is our time.
It is our time, and the media must play a crucial role because you are the fourth estate. Everywhere in the world that you go, the media is the one that advocates good. And that is what we believe POA and other media bodies across the continent should network together. In this modern world, we are a global village. What footage is taken in Zambia, what interview is done in Zambia can be shared here in Ethiopia, can be shared in Accra, can be shared across our continent. Let us truly advocate, as you've said, in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, that we are one. And once we take that approach as a continent, we remove restrictions, for instance, of travel, remove visa requirements amongst ourselves. We will see a more progressive Africa. We will see us move together in a transition that the world would marvel at, in my view.
Director General of the National Intelligence and Security Service, Redwan Hussein, praised the launch of Pulse of Africa. He described the move as a timely and strategic initiative. He emphasized that Ethiopian media has traditionally concentrated on local and national issues, with limited engagement in broader continental narratives. In this context, Pulse of Africa represents a significant shift, offering a dedicated platform to spotlight African affairs and foster Pan-African dialogue. Redwan highlighted Ethiopia's historic contributions to the liberation and independence of numerous African nations, noting the country's long-standing commitment to the ideals of African unity. He affirmed that Ethiopia has consistently positioned itself as a leading advocate for continental solidarity and cooperation. He further underscored the transformative potential of Pulse of Africa in amplifying Ethiopia's role within the African media landscape.
Until now, most of our media outlets have focused primarily on local and national issues. While there have been a few attempts to cover broader African topics, these efforts have largely remained confined within the scope of our national concerns. At the headquarters of Africa, and in light of the role we aspire to play across the continent, expanding the reach of our media to reflect this vision is great.
Getachew Reda, Prime Minister's advisor on East African affairs, has praised the establishment of Pulse of Africa. Getachew praised it as a bold and visionary initiative. Following his visit to the platform, he expressed appreciation for its innovative approach and the ambition it represents for African media. He noted that Pulse of Africa has introduced not only new program formats, but also transformative content that reflects a forward-looking aspiration for the continent's development. According to Getachew, such efforts are essential in reshaping Africa's narrative and presenting its stories with greater depth and authenticity. He emphasized the importance of reporting nuanced African stories, stating that this approach plays a critical role in changing outdated perceptions and promoting a more accurate and empowering image of the continent. He commended Pulse of Africa for embracing this nuanced vision, highlighting its potential to influence discourse and foster unity across Africa.
By introducing a more nuanced concept, this initiative marks a significant step forward. It has not only reformed its presentation, but also transformed its content and expanded its accessibility. I believe it's commendable.
I think it's an important media initiative. Ethiopia is the beacon of both civilization and African independence. And I think it is befitting that you intend to create a media organization that represents Africa in many ways, because Ethiopia, historically speaking, is the first nation that brought African countries together, relating this to the African Union. So this is the first nation that brought all African nations together with the unity of purpose to fight colonialism and to ensure that all African nations are independent. That is an important historical departure, both for Ethiopia and for Africans. And I think it is really befitting that you intend to express and narrate the stories of Africa from Addis Ababa, from the center of Africa.
Shashiati, Pulse of Africa, Africati, Pulse of Africa, Shashiati, Pulse of Africa, Sudanimana, Pulse of Africa, Rikamana, Pulse of Africa, Shashiati, Pulse of Africa, Sudanimana, Pulse of Africa, Africati, Pulse of Africa, Shashiati, Pulse of Africa, Africati, Pulse of Africa, Shashiati, Pulse of Africa.
I believe that's a very nice initiative because as Africans we have been having so many messages portrayed by other different countries, and I believe a first-hand expression of how we've been growing, how we've been changing in the past few decades will actually connect us to the other or to the rest of the world. So I actually encourage it, and I would encourage other people to watch it as well.
Pulse of Africa.
That concludes our news bulletin from Pulse of Africa. Thank you for joining us. Stay connected with our latest updates, programs, and documentaries by following Pulse of Africa across all major social media platforms.